Stylar is an incredible AI platform that has been released, but because what sets it apart from other image creators is it functions as an AI editing suite with a number of tools built in. You can do things like face swapping, create gaming assets, change image clothing, and create character designs. Keep watching because there's even more tools built into Stylar, and I'm going to give you a complete walkthrough on how to use all of them. Once logged in, you'll see a tile to start a new project, and I'll get to that in a moment. But the first feature that stands out for Stylar is its style library. Every example displayed while scrolling is a style that you can create any image into. The styles can be separated into categories, and I'll click on one of them. This style is Neon Futurism, which gives you examples on what the end result could look like, along with a description and a specialization on what this style can be used for. If you're interested, you can click the button below and jump right in and start creating. As of today, there's roughly 140 different styles to choose from, making it incredibly robust to fit any creative style. Let's create a new project and start showing different styles. But to give you an overview, if you want to name your project, you can name it. If you want to manually change the dimensions, you can do that, or you can select from predefined templates and go into a custom mode to make further changes. To the right are zoom and undo buttons. There's an upgrade button, but you can still use Stylar for free. They have a really neat way of providing more credits, which doesn't necessarily mean paying. I'll talk about how you can earn more credits for free in just a little bit. There's a layer section which you'll see soon, but it's set up almost as an AI Photoshop mini. But if you have an idea and you're not sure how to approach it, in the bottom right is the assistant button which you can chat with. I've provided an idea which is a Roman gladiator sitting on a couch reading a book facing the camera. Clicking the yellow button, this will initiate Stylar AI's assistant to flesh out your idea into a fully formed prompt. I'm going to send this over to text to image. To add styles, you can start by clicking on the No Style button. You can immediately scroll through all of the options, or you can select specific categories that they're grouped by. But if you have a reference style photo and you want to use that specific style for your image generations, you can create your own style by uploading your own image, and then it'll be added as one of the options. I'm going to select Film Narrative. Hovering over it, you can immediately favorite it, or if you click on the I button for information, this brings you right back to the description of the art style, giving you all of the example images and the description along with what it specializes in. Let's see how Stylar does. The results give 4 images with the ability to grab the seed number or ask Stylar AI to create another set of images based on a variation that you'd like. You can click on it and then place on canvas. The execution is almost flawless. It looks relatively proportioned, although the fingers on this hand here are a little bit distorted. The entire thing gives a Wes Anderson vibe to it. Up at the top, there's the ability to remove objects, which erases pieces of the image. You can remove the background, and there's a selection tool which does some neat tricks. You can either use the lasso or the auto function, but if you use the auto function, you can click on a specific object, give it a moment, and Stylar will immediately highlight the entire thing, which can be removed, duplicated, or deleted. So if we wanted to duplicate this, and as you duplicate objects, it adds them as a layer, and I can go in and I can rename the layers by double clicking them. I can right click on them and make further modifications if I wish, send items to the back, etc. So if I wanted to flesh this out more and add more elements, I could do that. Using image to image, you can take an existing image and have Stylar review it. It will give you a proper prompt of what it sees by clicking the auto prompt button. I'm going to choose the flamenco dance style, and if I want to keep the face the exact same for these new image generations, you would want to toggle on face match. So here are the results. We'll place it on the canvas, and again, we can see our layers here on the side. Where Stylar gets interesting is we could take this new image and we'll remove the background, and then we can start combining elements of different styles into the same image. So if we then wanted to duplicate this, I put this on the other side. Now we could start creating a graphic of different styles of the gladiator to further get creative in terms of what we can build as our final result. Generative Fill provides the ability to add or change objects within the image, either with the lasso or the brush tool. I'm going to highlight the book, and then I'm going to add in a white dog. You can, in terms of the control method, you can adhere the generated creation more so to the prompt, keep it balanced, or more so to the image. So I'm going to keep it balanced. After a few attempts of making adjustments to the control method and also to the prompt itself, Stylar did not quite follow through on what was intended. It either continued to generate another book or no book at all, but it did not create a big white dog. Might be just the type of image that I'm working with and maybe the prompt not being enough, but just keep that in mind as you're going through and you're making changes with Generative Fill. But Generative Expand provides the ability to extend the object beyond its original composition by grabbing the edges of the original image. You can also add a prompt as well. And now if you can see between the original and the expanded version, the couch is fully fleshed out. There's an extension of the gladiator's legs. We can see some of the window and some of the bookshelf extended as well. Now that you're familiar with the features Stylar has to offer, let's get into a bunch of powerful things you can do with this AI editing suite, starting with face swapping. First, we're going to import an image. And I found this stock image of this guy in a leather jacket looking rather funny into the camera. You'll see on the left-hand side, there's a face kit option. So you'll want to click on it and then upload the reference image that you want to change the face to. So I've got my secondary image here. I could also repair it if I wanted to. If I wanted to repair the original image and the face, I can mark an area, type in a prompt, and then it'll actually make the changes very similarly to Generative Fill. But let's keep it as it is and let's swap this face. So you get a few examples, and if you're not satisfied with them, you can go ahead and you can generate a new set, but I think this one looks pretty good here. The hair is a little bit messy, but I like it and I'm going to go with it. So there we go. We've got the face swap completed. But let's go further and change what this person is wearing. So we're going to go back to image. I will auto prompt it. I've made some changes to the prompt where I want him to be wearing a spacesuit with a scarf, and instead of just standing against a white background, I want the city in the background. I'm going to change the art style to be psychedelic illustration. And I want to keep the face the same, so I'm going to make sure that face swap is toggled on. Here's the end result. Wow, this is impressive. Looks great. Changed it to the spacesuit, gave him the scarf, has the city in the background. Let's add some text to give it a book cover or movie poster vibe. So clicking on text, we can just directly click right in here. Let's call this Spaceman, and then we'll add another one. Clicking on the text, you can change the font. You can change the text styles, make it bold, and then we'll change the color. So I've created this mock magazine cover. What happens if you wanted to put the text behind the character? Simply right click on the character image, duplicate, line it back up, remove the background, and now you can see we have a duplicate of it and we can just simply line this back up. Let's take this one and move it, this text at the bottom, and bring it to the front. We've got our magazine cover, Spaceman Magazine, and we've been able to give some depth to it by putting the text behind the character. Let's go ahead and create some video game assets. I imported a sketch of a knight and I've expanded it to fit the screen. I'm going to go back to image. I'm going to change the art style to be fantasy hero. I'll auto prompt it again. So here are the different options that are available. So I'll place this one on the canvas. And here we are. It's a fully fleshed out character sketch, color, detail, and it's ready to go in whatever gaming asset or storyboard or other medium that you're using. I've imported this sketch of a sword. I'm going to go back to style images, and this time I'm going to select on Battlecraft. I'll keep the prompt blank and I'll go ahead and I'll generate it. And so now if we hover over each example, we have a fully completed 3D model of a sword. And if we weren't satisfied with any of these options, again, we could just click Stylarize and generate new ones. What about creating logos? Stylar does that too. I'll go back to the assistant. The idea that I've given it is a logo for a soccer team with red, white, and blue colors. Stylar's assistant fully fleshes out the idea. Let's shoot it over to text to image. This time we'll jump to the logo category, and you have a number of different ones you can select. I'm going to go with majestic logo. So here are the different options. This one looks really good, like it could be a hockey team. This one with the falcon, although that's not quite red, white, and blue, but this one looks good as well, and so does this one. So again, didn't quite get all of the red, white, and blue, but that's not that big of a deal because you can easily have Stylar just regenerate more options for you. Let me show you what you can do with an existing logo if you have one. I'm going to go with the YouTube logo, and even though there's a dedicated logo section for styles, you're not limited to them. You can use anything that you want. So I've done the auto prompting again. I've changed the background to be mountains instead. I've selected graffiti splash as the art style. This time I'm going to lower the structure a little bit and I'm going to increase the style intensity. Wow, this is really good. So not quite the mountains, although it's incorporated into the logo, it's not behind the logo. If you give Stylar AI some creative license, you can create some pretty incredible images. Anything you create in Stylar can be exported, and when you're finished and you're ready to do so, you can click the export button. You can change the file type and also upscale your image up to 4 times depending on the plan. There's a watermark for the free version, but it's still really cool that Stylar AI has an image upscaler built into its export process, which is really neat and is not something that a lot of other image generation tools provide you. And then if you want to download all of the layers, you can download it as a zip file and it'll give you everything in one go. When it comes to pricing, Stylar has plans that range from $10 to $60 a month. And besides getting thousands of credits per month for creative purposes, the other benefit to a paid plan is you gain commercial use rights for what you create. But you can still stick with Stylar's free option, which provides 200 credits a month, and the creations can be used for personal use. What's really unique about the platform is if you join their Discord server, you can complete surveys and daily challenges, so you can earn even more free credits above what they provide monthly. I love that they do this, and Stylar is very transparent on how many credits are deducted depending on what you want to do on their platform. Overall, Stylar AI is impressive, and it's one AI platform I'll be using frequently. But are you using Stylar? Let me know in the comments. Or maybe you're not impressed. I want to read about that too. If there are better tools out there, let everyone know what they are and why. But if you're interested in learning more about AI tools, 37 more to be exact, click on this playlist right here.